Yeah, thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, dear ZeMKI community, guests and friends, keynote speakers, I welcome you to this very nice event, the 20th anniversary of ZeMKI. And I would like to bring my very strong congratulations on behalf of the entire rectorate to the ZeMKI community and to the entire institute. And it is really a great pleasure for me to open your event, the symposium. You come together for, if I know correctly, 2 or 3 days to celebrate together, but also to exchange your scientific ideas. And you invited many people. That is really great. And it is also very nice for me as the president of the university to open this event here in the city center, where we have such a direct contact to the society. And that is how we want to use this place, that it is an open place for events like this and for events to engage with society. So since we are celebrating 20 years of ZeMKI, I would like to look a little bit back. And when I was preparing for this, for my welcome remarks, I was looking for some articles and information about ZeMKI, and maybe a couple of people here in the room also found a nice article in our online magazine, in the Up to Date magazine. And I was looking at that article talking about 20 years, the history of ZeMKI, and there was a nice photograph that probably also some of you saw with 3 young men. And these 3 young men are here in the room, and they are the founding fathers, I think, of ZeMKI. And that is, of course, Andreas Hepp, Andreas Breiter, and also Winfried Pauleit. You are here, and you were junior professors, yeah? So, and I think 20 years ago, being a junior professor in the German university system was quite an innovation. It was probably something very new by that time. And you were as innovative enough to also put together your ideas about research in media, in informatics, in society, in communication, probably dealing with very different questions as compared to today, but having the idea to putting ideas together and build an institute. And it was not immediately ZeMKI, but from that article that I read, I saw it was called IMKI. Also a nice abbreviation, by the way. It probably stands for Institut für Medien, Kommunikation und Information or something like this. But you started with this IMKI, quite small, but then the group became bigger, your ideas became bigger, your possibilities increased, and you applied for something that builds a structural unit within the university. So in our logic, you can apply in the university for becoming a Zentrum für ZWE is a central research unit. And that means that you are acknowledged by the Academic Senate and the Commission for Research, and that you have your strong place within the structure and the logic of our university. And then it became ZeMKI. And this is something we are very proud of as university leadership in the rectorate, because it is scientifically very strong unit in our university and internationally very well recognized. You're very active, very agile, and you have always very progressive and innovative ideas. I wish I could read more about the things that you publish, but I recognize you as a unit that gives a lot of impulse also into the university. And it wouldn't be the University of Bremen if the whole thing wouldn't be very interdisciplinarily. So you bring together colleagues from different faculties. Andreas Hepp already mentioned it's 4 faculties in the university that put their ideas together, and you're open also for people having completely different ideas. And what I like especially about your research is that it is always closely connected to society. It's not just looking at media or looking at new technologies in communication, but your fundamental question is, what does it mean for the society, for people, and what does it make with people, and how does it shape our mindset, etc. And when I was looking at a little video that you produced for your 20th anniversary, it is available at least on LinkedIn, that's where I found it, you did ask the question, what will ZeMKI be probably in 20 years from now? And that is a really, really good question and very difficult to answer. Some of you from the ZeMKI community said, I don't know, but you have this vision, you are still there, and you will deal still with that question, what does communication and media and new technologies do with society? Andreas Hepp in that video says that's the fundamental thing, and I think that is good to have and good to stay with and to keep that eye on what does it all do with us. And the subject that you deal with, that's another nice impression that you get from that video, is that the subject, communication, technologies, media, is moving very fast. It's a quickly changing subject. And one of you says, so we are doing research on a moving target. That is a very nice expression to express it, what you do. And you also say that because of that, the methods that you use, your scientific tools, also change very quickly. That is probably related to your subject. And it gave me, as a president, of course, great pleasure to observe your group applying for a DFG research unit. That is a strong thing. That is it requires a lot of effort, and it takes really much patience, etc., to put it together. And I kept my fingers crossed when the German Research Foundation came together to decide on it. It is always difficult to get through, you all know that, but you made it. And you have a research unit on communicative AI, communicative artificial intelligence. And as far as I learned, you put the proposal together and handed in the proposal 1 year before ChatGPT became available for all of us. So that was very, very visionary to put together a proposal on this subject, communicative AI. And I wish you all the best for that research, and that you deliver and that you can produce many insights that help us understand what does artificial intelligence do with us, and what does it mean for us when we communicate, when we consume media, etc. So I'm also very happy and proud that ZeMKI is part of our excellence proposal that we are putting together right now. We are approaching the deadline, and ZeMKI is also putting their expertise into it. We describe research areas that we will do and that we will increase and that we will research on, and ZeMKI plays an important role because of your expertise and the importance of the subject. My last point is that I wanted to tell you that it is also for me as a rector of the university very helpful sometimes to have this expertise inside the university on communication and media. And the other day I came across with a campaign with something that is called Safe Social. That is a campaign that was put forward from Björn Staschen in Hamburg, a journalist and media scientist. Some of you probably know him. And I found that very interesting, and I recognized that so far no university or academic institution signed this campaign. It is about doing something against the concentration of power in social media. And I thought that is something we should have to say something about as universities. And I called Andreas Hepp and I asked him, what do you think about this campaign? What is it exactly? Do you know the people, etc.? And we had a nice conversation and I could benefit with my rectorate team from your expertise. And it happened that we came in contact with Björn Staschen and we signed as University of Bremen, as one of the first universities in Germany, this campaign, which is something that was very important for us to also give a political sign in times where communication is pretty much under pressure and where we should use our possibilities to also act politically. That is something that is belongs to the University of Bremen, in my understanding, in our understanding, that we make use of our voices, that we make use of our research, and that we take responsibility. I see that in my university, like ZeMKI is a very good example for that. We try to do as much as we can in terms of societal responsibility. And I wanted to share that with you because it means a lot to me. And I know it means a lot for large parts of my university. I want to thank you once again for your excellent work in ZeMKI. I want to thank you all for coming to celebrate with ZeMKI community, with Andreas Hepp, Kerstin Rade-Antweiler, and all of you. I wish you a great conference, symposium, a good time together. Make use of having the possibilities to talk to each other and have a lot of fun. Thank you very much and all the best for the next 20 years. Thank you.